This is my presentation of the scholarly article I found written by Henry Roediger and Jeffrey Karpicki called Test Enhanced Learning, Taking Memory Test Improves Long-Term Retention. This article, it was published in the journal Psychological Science. My article is a social science scholarly article specifically from cognitive psychology. Henry Roediger is a psychology professor at Washington University, and Jeffrey Karpicki is a psychological science professor at Purdue University. So, the whole point of this article is to explore a simple question a lot of us ask as students. Do we actually remember what we study? And which study method helps us keep information longer? Roediger and Karpicki study memory and learning. They wanted to understand why some strategies work better than others. But most students, including me, use rereading because it feels easier and familiar. But here's the thing, rereading mostly makes the material feel familiar. It does not help us store information in long-term memory. The authors also mention that very little research compares rereading to retrieval practice, which is basically testing yourself without looking at your notes. So the researchers focused on two big questions. One, do students retain more by rereading or by self-testing? Two, can teachers use this information to help students study more effectively? To answer these questions, they ran two experiments. Everyone read the same short passage, but they were divided into two groups. The first group was SSSS, which means study, 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 study. These students just reread the passage 4 times. The second group was STTT, which means study, test, test, test. These students read the passage once and then took 3 recall tests where they tried to write down everything they remembered. After the learning part, everyone took a final test. Some students took it immediately, some after 2 days, and some took it 1 week later. To measure how much they remembered, the researchers counted how many of 30 idea units each student recalled. So here's basically what they found. On the immediate test, the rereading group, the SSS group, scored higher. That makes sense because they had just reviewed the material over and over, but the real difference showed up later. After 2 days, and especially after 1 week, the rereading group remembered far less. Meanwhile, the STTT group, the retrieval practice group, remembered almost the same amount as before. After 1 week, the STTT group remembered 61% of the passage. The SSS group remembered only 40%. That's a big difference. And here's the interesting part. The rereading group felt more confident, but they actually remembered less. So, what does all this mean? Basically, testing does more than check what we know. Testing or retrieval practice actually strengthens memory. Rereading doesn't do that. Students can use flashcards, practice quizzes, or simply try recalling information from memory. Teachers can help by adding more low stakes quizzes or activities that require recall instead of rereading. In summary, this study shows that retrieval practice is much better for long-term memory than rereading. After learning about this research, I feel more confident using retrieval-based study strategies to prepare for exams and remember information.